Here we go. Episode 34 uploaded, coming at you as we get set for another week of prep races, making our way to the Kentucky Derby. We've got to talk about what's happening this week, but first we have to recap what happened over the weekend, and I got a little something to say. First off, congratulations. Owen Almighty did a great job winning the Grade 3 Tampa Bay Derby over the weekend. He earned 50 points with that victory there. Great job, Irad Ortiz Jr. getting out there on the front end and just running them off their feet. I could see that Chancellor McPatrick was sitting in a great spot. If he had anyone putting any pressure on Owen Almighty, he may have been able to make up that ground, but Owen Almighty did a great job getting out there really quick and kept it moving. This kind of flatters John Hancock, and we'll talk about that in just a few moments. But before we do that, I want to say this. It annoyed the absolute hell out of me that what Tampa did on their biggest day. Tampa Bay Downs, biggest day of the year, is Tampa Bay Derby. Number one, they didn't put their PPs out until Thursday. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm going to show you why you're wrong in a few moments when I talk about the next race coming up. Didn't put your PPs out till Thursday. And then every track on the planet on big days does something that every player understands. The last 5 races is the late pick 5. Not Tampa. What are you doing? Your pick 5 is races 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It ends in the Tampa Bay Derby. Anyway, what I'm saying is that there's no consistency from track to track, so you make it difficult for the horse player to kind of settle into a groove. We've always got to be looking over our shoulder and double checking shit with you guys. Just make it simple. Make it simple. You're ruining your whole sport and your whole day by doing dumb stuff. Anyway, I digress. Owen Almighty wins the Tampa Bay Derby. Chancellor McPatrick did not run well. Hill Road, whatever. So we take a look at our brand new Kentucky Derby top 5. Does that change my list? Hell no. None of those horses matter to me. Owen Almighty is not a Kentucky Derby horse. I don't care. Citizen Bull is the toughest horse on the front end, and I have not seen one horse yet that can mess with him. I know John Hancock was tough, and I know Owen Almighty was tough. They're not as tough as Citizen Bull. Journalism, sovereignty, closers that are proven. If they can continue to develop, they're dangerous. Disco Time is a closer that just needs to get it together. Hopefully he'll have a chance in the Louisiana Derby. Publisher, deep closer, wise guy horse, right? Dark horse. If he gets it together, he could run them all down in the stretch. But I don't want any part of Owen Almighty or any of those other horses. All right. So now we move on. Kentucky Derby prep race coming your way. It's the final 50, meaning it's the last race where you get 50 points for the winner. That's coming up on Saturday in the Grade 3 Virginia Derby at Colonial Downs. Now, here's why I was so bothered by what happened at Tampa. First off, entries are out already. We can take a look at exactly who is in the race. Then I'll get to my second point. Take a look at your field from top to bottom. Calling card to the inside. This horse has had one good start where he broke his maiden at Aqueduct, and since that day he has been absolutely useless. I can't envision any scenario in which he is going to be ready to go in the Virginia Derby. Now, John Hancock is intriguing. He's a fast horse. He's a tough horse. He won the Sam F. Davis. Obviously, Owen Almighty's form in the Tampa Bay Derby flatters John Hancock. I am a little confused as to why John Hancock is in here. I don't think he's going to run in this race, to be honest with you. I thought Brad Cox was talking about going to the Louisiana Derby, but whatever. And I've never seen Mike Smith riding for Brad Cox, so I don't know how that's going to work out. So I'm really skeptical. I don't know if John Hancock's going to be there. Anyway, number 3 horse is American Promise, a horse that we thought had some speed, right? Then he got into the Southwest, didn't pop out of the gate at all, and Speed King ran all the way around. And then he came back in the Risen Star, and he let Magnitude control the pace. So I don't even know what American Promise is supposed to be doing. I thought you had some speed, but you didn't show any in the last 2 starts. Hopefully they can figure that out and get that horse back into the mix, maybe more prominently placed on the front end. Omaha is the 4. I like this horse a lot. I don't know if he's good enough, and I don't know if he'll get the setup that he needs on Saturday, but I like Omaha, and we'll get back to him with more details coming up. Studley Do Right takes the blinkers off after wearing them for the past 4 starts for John Robb. I don't know what the horse is going to do. He doesn't appear to be good enough, doesn't have the right running style. He's just in here to fill the race. The 6 is Getaway Car. If you're a trainer anywhere and a Bob Baffert speed horse shows up, one that's already proven that he can fight on the front end, you need to just go ahead and scratch your horse because you're not going to beat this horse. Getaway Car, Irad Ortiz Jr., you know he's gunning straight for the lead. Who's got the balls to go with him? Nobody. And if John Hancock's in the race, which I'm sure he's not going to be, but if he's in the race, okay, maybe he goes. We'll talk about that in a moment as well. Rapture. Maiden breaking score last time out at Oaklawn Park. Very impressive. In a field of 11. Really nice job. Brad Cox enters the horse in here. If he goes, he's a pace pest at best for Getaway Car. He's not classy enough to deal with the rest of these horses, but he could get in the mix early, and that could make a huge difference. Authentic Gallop is the 8. This horse for Tom Amoss, I think, has everything that they need. He's got early speed. He can track. He can rate just off of them, but he's not going to be left behind. He's a great option in here at 10-1 on the morning line. He's definitely worth thinking about more than twice. Rendered Judgment is number 9, putting the blinkers on for the first time for Kenny McPeak. Do something, because this horse has been really bad. Since he jumped up into stakes competition, he has not done anything. I'm not quite sure what he's supposed to do. He's a deep closer. We'll see if he gets something to run at, and the blinkers on may help him stay closer, stay connected to the pack. And then there is Georgia Magic. Yeah, I don't see it either. Has some early speed. I don't think this horse is classy enough to do anything in this race. So that's how we kind of look at the field, right? Now, here's another reason why I was upset with Tampa, because guess what? The past performances for the Virginia Derby are out. It's Monday. The race doesn't come up until Saturday. The PPs are already out. Just saying, man, get it together, everybody. Get it together. You got players that want to study. They need all week to study. Then that gives them a chance to adjust when scratches and changes are made. Quit messing around with your track and everybody get on the same page already. Knuckleheads. Anyway, here's what we want to talk about. John Hancock, wicked fast. Getaway Car, wicked fast. Bob Baffert, Brad Cox, they're not going to back down. I don't know if John Hancock's going to be in this race, but he has to. Because if he's not, Getaway Car's gone. And there's nobody in there that's going to be able to run with that horse. Gone. Okay? So we'll talk more about the pace scenario, who our selection is going to be as we get closer to racing time, because we got to find out what's going to happen with John Hancock. If John Hancock is not in this race, Getaway Car is the choice. If John Hancock is in this race, then we definitely are going to go with Omaha. And, you also have to take a look at Authentic Gallop. So as we continue making our way through the week, we'll talk more about what's happening with that. Focusing in on this week, we're going to focus in on 3 tracks. Always focus in on Turfway Park, because that's where the money is. Oh, we're going to get one of them. You're going to get one of them too, boys. Of course, Colonial Downs, because you kind of want to have a feel for the track, the way it's playing, before you get down in the feature race on Saturday. And Oaklawn Park's always got nice stuff, including the Whitmore. I love me some Whitmore. I love that old man. So happy when he finally won a Breeders' Cup Sprint. It was so fun. But the Grade 3 Whitmore is coming up at Oaklawn Park. That's going to be a really nice race as well. Nice card of action there coming up. So we'll focus in on those three tracks. Next time we talk, we'll be digging in on hitting the Wednesday Pick 5 at Turfway Park and getting closer to kind of finalizing our selection for the Virginia Derby, and the Virginia Oaks is coming up. We haven't talked much about 3-year-old fillies, but now's the time to do it as they start to get into form to get ready for the Oaks. So we'll do that as well coming up through the end of this week. All right, that should do it for all of us. In the meantime and in between time, and until next time, we'll see you right back here on Horse Race Bets. I'm Ken Rudulph, and until then, please, good luck and enjoy whatever you're into. Unless it's Tampa and you're withholding your PPs.